Hello, baby.
Hello, nasty. Hello there.
Hello.
I say hello.
Hello, friend.
Well, hello, little girl. Hello, my treacherous friends. Hello, operator. The beginning of everything.
Welcome back, my friends.
It's showtime.
I mean, as much as I would love to take time away from studying to figure out how to have you hear the hello song.
Why? All I'm asking is you sing the hello song.
Yeah, I don't want to sing it either.
A cappella.
I'll figure it out.
Just sing the song, Jay.
I'm going to not sing the song.
Let's go
And
hello, hello, whatever. Welcome to the New York Knicks show. I don't even know what show it is, Jay.
It's been that long since you heard the song.
Yeah, I really don't know, Jay. Just come on.
No, it's showtime.
Okay, whatever.
That was an organic opening.
That was the worst organic opening by Jay and us.
Welcome to the Brink of Sanity show, episode 302. I am Jay, and with me is Mark and Bry.
Hello?
You don't want to
Okay,
say
hang
hello,
on.
Mark?
No, my wife's coming in the room to get stamps.
Oh, well,
We're
yeah, I mean,
professional
that
show.
you should definitely not be able to talk if your wife is walking.
Oh, she's coming in the
house.
show. I'm sorry. I'm not professional.
My wife is walking in our house. I can't talk now.
Don't
The
you have your own
doors-
wing of that mansion? What's going on here?
The door is shut. She opened the door in our fourth bedroom / office, and she came in to get stamps, and it just throws me off a little.
You have 4 bedrooms, and you have to keep the stamps where you record.
Apparently, it's the stamp and podcast room. Where else would you keep the stamps? Where do you keep the stamps in your house?
I don't have stamps.
I keep them in the living room
You keep them in the living room.
Mhm.
This is a weird place to keep them.
on a shelf.
On a shelf.
Yeah,
You
well,
have a
I
shelf
don't
just
have
for stamps?
17 rooms like you do.
You should have a room that's dedicated to stamp keeping, not collecting, just keeping stamps for mailing.
I mean, I guess you're just going to have hours. Like, these are the hours for stamps, and these are the hours for podcasting.
Okay. Isn't it amazing that if I hand someone 49 cents, they'll take a piece of paper across the country for me?
Does seem like,
Hey.
when you put it that way, it seems like a pretty good deal.
I don't know actually how much stamps are even. Are they 49? I had some version of 40 something cents. I think they're at this point,
I
right?
think it's like 48, I think.
Yeah, but it's like here's a piece of paper. Go to New Mexico. Got it, sir. I'm on it, and I'll pick it up at your house. You need a letter back? They give me 49 cents over there. I'll bring it back to your house across the country again.
See, that's another advantage of having a house.
Yeah,
I don't
Actually,
have anybody picking up my mail.
yeah. Don't you have a mailbox there? I've seen your mailbox.
It's an inbox only.
It's an inbox only. So how do you mail? Actually, I don't know how to get the mailman to take the mail from our house either. We only have an inbox also at our house. I don't know. I don't have a thing on my. I'm not sure. I've not figured out in 3 years living in the suburbs how to get the mailman to take my letters. We always
You put the
find-
flag up. Don't you have a flag?
Yeah,
I don't own a flag.
you put it in the mailbox, though.
I how does he know to take it? I don't have a flag on my mailbox. There was no flag when we moved it, and we haven't upgraded to a flag.
Unless your mailman's retarded, I'm pretty sure he could figure out that the to address is not the address he's picking the mail up from.
Well, what if it turns out he is retarded and like it's a special needs thing, and I'm being an asshole?
I don't think he looks, though, because like I check my mail like every 2 weeks. He doesn't take my mail and
Yeah, I don't think he
Redeliver
takes the mail. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think he'll. If I put mail in there, I don't think he'll figure it out. I think it just leaves it there. If anything's in there, they just assume they leave it there.
Then
yeah.
how do you mail stuff?
You put the flag up, and the flag says, "I got shit for you."
I take my mail to Bry's house and drop it off in his mailbox because his mailbox works.
Because Bri figured out how to
Yeah.
send mail.
I'm so embarrassed. I haven't asked anyone in the suburbs if the mailman will take the mail from you.
I can't believe
But
you've
I-
lived there for like a year and a half and you haven't figured out how to send mail.
No, 3 years. I lived there for 3 full years, and I have not figured out how to get mail taken from our house.
So
I
what
know
do
how
you
to
do
get
with the mail?
We find there are mailboxes in our town, so we drive to the mailbox and drop it off.
Are you just
or
putting the mail in your neighbor's mailbox?
no, or we have our nanny drop it off in a mailbox.
And she's like, these fucking rich white assholes are having me drive around to drop off the mail and all they have to do is go to the driveway and put it in
Yeah.
the mailbox.
Well, I had the mailbox connected to the house, or like on the side of that, like right by the front door. It's a little box, but there's no
Oh,
there's
you
no-
have like the mailbox like on your door?
It's next to my door, but yeah, basically.
Oh.
We don't have at the end of the driveway kind of thing.
Oh,
Which
okay.
that's what I grew up with the little flag.
Right,
But we don't
right.
have that. We have it right next to our house. There's no flag attached to it, and I assume maybe I could go and get it. What if I buy a flag and it still doesn't work? I need to get the courage up to ask one of our neighbors how the hell they mail letters.
Why don't you just
And they'll
ask
be
the
like-
mailman?
I guess I should, but I never see the mailman.
He's probably at work when the mail comes.
Yeah, or
Ask the nanny to ask the mailman how to mail a letter.
does that seem like like she might just think I'm asking her that? And she's like, well, now he's just playing pranks on me.
I just find it funny that you're almost 40 and you haven't figured out how to mail out a letter yet.
Yeah, there's not. I can actually like write a back. I know how to write like the to and the from address on a mail letter. I just can't figure out how to get the mailman to take the letter from me. But we have a room of stamps in case I need to mail something. But we would do that. There's like a couple blocks from here. There's a mailbox, so I usually just drop it off that mailbox, or I have my servant deliver it.
I can't imagine why nobody listens to this show.
Yeah, really.
Really, this. Does anyone else out there have problems getting mail taken from their house? Please write us. I'm starting a foundation.
Email us at thebrinkofsanity@gmail.com.
So I know what I noticed something. My kid reference of the day. So being gay, obviously, like if your kid was gay, Jay, would you find it acceptable? You'd still love your kid, right?
Like my kid reference, being gay.
Well, so being gay obviously is acceptable in society, and you'd be if your kid was gay, you'd be like, great, like not great, but like you'd be like, I love you anyway, right?
Right.
So I thought about like sometimes you see like your kid will be playing like our son will be playing with like the neighbor's daughter, and you're like, oh, that's so cute. Wouldn't it be cute? And you say something like, wouldn't it be cute if they ended up together? What do you think a parent's reaction would be if you like your son was playing with another boy in the neighborhood, and you just said to the dad like, wouldn't it be cute if they ended up together? What do you think? Do you think that'd be awkward?
I think that would probably be your last play date.
Yeah, probably. I mean, if you're looking to get out of play dates, that's probably the best move.
Would will gay ever get to the point where it's that acceptable, where you could say that, and the other person's parent would be like, yeah, that'd be great.
I don't think so. I think there's always going to be people who don't approve of that.
It would probably only work if like you were gay and the other father was gay. It was like, two gay couples with like adopted kids or whatever. And you're like, oh, it'd be cute if they ended up together. That might work, but
if I like you had a son, Bri, and I was like, would it be great if he ended up being a girl?
take your kid down to like Alabama and play in the park and be like, hey, wouldn't it be great if they ended up together? I don't think that would go well.
Yeah. I mean, like you should try that from state to state and just see how accepting each state is.
Yeah.
But yeah, with gender stuff also, be like, oh, wouldn't it be great? Like you should ask, like, go up to a parent and with their like 6-year-old son, clearly a son, and go, oh, has your child chosen a gender yet? And just see what they say. I'm just saying, you think, Jay, would you be offended if I said that to you?
No, I would find it funny.
I'm just wondering if society will ever get to the point where it would be appropriate to say that.
That's just weird. That's just like going too far.
The sad part is it probably will be acceptable soon.
At some point, would that be going too far? Like, there's like, I read something about how like these parents are talking about how there's an article about how like kids are like we're too much as parents, like we try to gender identify them too early. We make boys things boys and girls things girls. You'll get blue for a boy, girl pink, and all like pink could be a boy's color and everything, and like basically let your kid figure out their gender on their own, which I thought was the most bizarre article I read.
I don't know.
I'm trying to offend what the rest of our audience.
Oh yeah, we offended the.
Here's how to identify with your gender. If you have a penis, you're a boy. If you have a vagina, you're a girl.
Bri, that's crazy talk.
I mean, it's that simple.
What if you're a girl that has an extra appendage? Like you're a girl plus.
The whole thing is getting way out of control.
It is getting a little bit out of control.
It's like some sort of like weird Andy Kaufman joke, like to see how far it'll go.
Yeah, no, it is. I can see there's a certain extent people like being like they like, and I think when you try to fill something out like on Facebook, there's like 12 different like versions of gender you could put down.
Yeah.
It goes a little too far.
I couldn't even imagine what 12 are.
Yeah, I can't even figure it out. I don't know what other. I can come up with only so many permutations, and then I'm out. I'm like, what are you? Are you a lion?
I stop, and I'm stopping at Q. That's enough. There's, LGBT. There's like 8 of them now. I'm stopping at Q.
There's 8 of them?
Yeah.
What are they?
I don't even know. There's like Q plus, and then there's like a couple others now. An acronym is supposed to make it easier.
I love that. It's like we don't want to be treated differently, except we go so far out of our way to make ourselves act and seem different that people will treat us different.
There's no acronym to go past 5. You get 5. That's it.
I looked up LBGTQ, and the first thing comes up is, what does the Q mean? Because no one even knows what that means.
I think there's 2 Qs now.
There's 2 Q? Oh, there is, yeah. Or written as QQ, which is questioning or queer. I thought queer was gay.
Also, if you're questioning, just wait until you figure it out, and then we'll put you into one of the other ones.
Yeah.
What does Q plus mean? It refers to a population of people united by having gender identities or sexual orientations that differ from the heterosexual or cisgender majority. This means their identities might shift over time.
Isn't that called schizophrenia?
So in other words, like you go up to the neighbor and go, oh, your son's so cute. What's he going to be when he's older? And he's like, oh, he wants to be a fireman. I meant what gender? Is he going to be like change it as he goes? Does he want to be a boy when he's older? Does he want or girl when he's older? It's going too far. I know. Okay, Jay. I just find the whole concept of being like, oh, it's so cute if they'd end up together. Just hilarious, especially if you did it in Alabama. I saw there's a. So speaking of kind of related to that, have you heard of Nanette?
No.
Nanette? No.
Okay. So who was the comedian? I think I was talking about in the last show. The Australian guy.
Jim Jeffries.
Yeah. So he's really funny. He's got a new Netflix special. Have you guys seen it? Maybe you haven't.
No.
No.
Really funny. I was cracking up. And so then I looked up. I was curious to see like the review of the episode of it. And the review was like, yeah, he's kind of funny, but it's too bad his thing got released after Nanette, which really said something about it was real like social commentary. And like his show did not say anything. His show was lacking in social commentary, which I thought stand-up was supposed to make you laugh, not like provide great insight into the world.
I thought you brought this up last week.
No, I think I talked to you a little bit off the show about this, but I
okay.
actually watched it.
Okay.
So, what do you want me to not discuss things we discuss off the show on the show?
I have no sense of reality anymore. I don't know what's off the show, what's on the show.
So they call him Nanette is the most. New York Times called it the most discussed comedy special in ages. So basically, Nanette is a Australian or from Tasmania, so Tasmanian lesbian who spends. I guess she is upset that a lot of humor she was doing was self-deprecating humor. And so she goes off in her stand-up special about how it's awful that as a comedian she has to do self-deprecating humor.
That she has to?
Yes. So
Why?
she said basically the only way she could have a comedy career basically is doing self-deprecating. Like, like Jerry Seinfeld just does like, oh,
that mostly
you ever
because
notice comedian? Like, why can't she, if she doesn't want to do self-deprecating comedy, why can't she just do like, you ever notice comedy or anything else?
Maybe it's because women aren't funny. That's why.
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
maybe she doesn't understand comedy because
Yeah.
like you don't have to do self-deprecating humor.
It is one of the, like, it's one of these things where like these all these high-minded reviewers are like, "This is amazing. She talked about how awful stand-up comedy is while she was doing stand-up comedy." Except it's not really funny. Her delivery is not very good, and it's just her being like, "I don't like how I need to make fun of myself to make people laugh." Like, well, don't fucking be a comedian, or just do a different kind of comedy. You don't have to talk about you being a lesbian. Talk about something else.
That's so weird.
It's really weird, but apparently, like, this was like a huge deal in the comedy world. Her special is according to New York Times again, the most talked about special in years.
Did anybody mention if it was funny?
It is not even remotely. Even the audience, like, she talked about how the audience is like uncomfortable during it. It's not that they're uncomfortable with the fact that she's not telling jokes on stage,
Yeah.
and they're like paid to see your jokes.
That's great.
It is like she tells some little jokes, nothing very good. You can't figure out how she got the audience there, except for maybe like a Netflix special which gets people in. But it's horrible, and apparently this is supposed to be like the this huge special, which apparently you guys have not heard of, so it can't be that big of a deal.
The sad part is she'll be like the next big thing now.
Yeah. Like, apparently the new stand-up thing is to take away comedy from, like, taking away laughing from stand-up comedy and just make it people doing TED Talks. But the Jim Jeffries thing is actually hilarious. What's new with you guys?
He's growing on me a little. I'll have to check that out.
Check it. It's like I saw that viral the guns thing he did. Have you guys seen the guns thing he did?
I don't think so.
He has like a 15-minute routine on
I saw that one.
on guns, and it's a pretty funny routine. And so I was like, oh, he's pretty funny. So I started checking out his specials. The most recent one though is the best one.
That's probably like Nanette's comedy is probably like Cameron Esposito. I don't know if you've seen her.
No.
Her
Sounds
opening
familiar.
joke is, "My name is Cameron, and I'm a huge lesbian," and then she waits for laughter.
So Netflix just did a thing of like, it was kind of like the Comedy Cellar of stand-up. It's an 8-episode thing of 15-minute stand-up bits, and for whatever reason they just put out like 8 15-minute bits. I listened to it, and for whatever reason, all 8 of the comedians are gay. They don't explain any reason why it's all eight gay comedians, but it is. And some are like that, where they're like, "I'm a lesbian. That is funny," and then some of them are really funny.
Lovely.
Yeah. Well, one of the guys was hilarious, and I'm like, he didn't spend the whole time trying to do self-deprecating Nanette stuff. He just was funny. You
A
stupid
novel
bitch.
concept.
Novel concept.
Yeah.
What's going on with you guys?
My girlfriend and I went to a diner on Sunday.
Okay. Well, Bri, what's up with you? That topic sucks.
Let's hear him out.
Sorry, I had to do that. Go.
So
Did you get an omelet and French fries?
Do you
I might.
at a diner? You order breakfast or like a burger, right? You don't order anything else.
Usually not. No.
Okay.
It depends on there's some like if
Jay's
you're going to a
Jay's
shit
like,
diner.
Jay's like, shit, I ordered meatloaf, and that's going to kill the whole story now.
Well, I mean, if you're going to a shit diner or like a diner that actually cooks decent food.
Yeah.
I was at a diner, like the people sitting behind us, like the old grandma type was like, "I'm getting the trout." I'm like, "You fucking retarded lady!" You smelled it as it came out, like it reeked. I'm like, "What the fuck is she doing?" And she's like telling her family, "It was the special. There's nothing special in the diner. It's a diner."
I mean, there's actually a really good diner in my hometown, and they make excellent chicken parm.
Okay, I mean, chicken parm's pretty chicken parm is just chicken tenders with sauce on them, so it's not like that hard to. I'd get that at a diner. That's fair. I would not get the flounder or the sea bass.
No, I wouldn't get the captain selection.
So anyway, so this is just a word of advice. If you go to a diner and there's somebody sitting alone and they're loudly talking about God, buckle up, because it's going to be an interesting ride.
So, I assume you saw this person talking about God,
Mhm.
and you immediately sitting alone at the diner.
Mhm.
I am sure. What were they wearing? I am guessing they were wearing clothes that seemed mildly dirty.
It was like a baggy green dress.
So
Okay.
as a woman or a man
Yeah.
or a woman who identifies as a man or
Yeah, I know you have to like ask at this point. Yes, it was a woman. It was an
Okay.
elderly black woman.
Okay. Is it okay? So an elderly black woman in a green dress is talking about God. I imagine you sat down with her and said, "Would you like to join me and my girlfriend?"
Well, it was all the tables were taken, so we had to sit at the counter, and so
Oh.
we were like,
oh, the counter's the best.
it is, except when there's a crazy lady two feet from you.
I mean, when I sit at the counter at a diner, I'm always like, maybe I should be a trucker. It wouldn't be a bad life.
Yeah, this ain't so bad.
Yeah, I mean, I assume that's kind of part of being a trucker.
I love the counter except for the no back on the chair though.
Yeah. Yeah,
I
that is
can't
true.
sit in those. Why would they make chairs without backs? What
I don't know.
superhuman will sit there long enough? Like, be like, oh, I'm fine without a back.
Well, I think that's the point, to have you not sit there all day.
Why don't you make the seat, like, make it the Game of Thrones, like, thing where it's like you're sitting on swords, basically. Make it that uncomfortable then if you're going to do it like that.
Well, that didn't work for this lady, apparently.
Okay.
Because the owner told me that we got there at about 9:30, and the owner told us that she got there at 6:45, and she's ordered nothing but water and sugar packets.
I don't know.
At least she didn't get the flounder.
First of all, water and sugar packets, they do better than the flounder. Yeah. Ma'am, would you like the special? The special is water and sugar packets. Oh, okay.
So this guy's more concerned that he's not getting any money out of this lady, right?
Well, no, I think it's more the fact that she's yelling at everybody who comes in,
Oh.
and then including she was quiet for like 5 minutes, and then she just looks over at the owner and she's like, "You're lucky I put up with your shit."
Here's the thing, like, would you this is why I never would want to be a restaurant or like a bar owner, because you're inviting the general public into your establishment, and that usually means crazy fucking people like this.
Yeah.
Like, you're like, only way to do it is you have a high-end restaurant where you could be like, you cannot afford to live here because you're the wrong color. Get out of here. No, I mean, like, it's just gonna be. Jay, would you like to own like an establishment where general public could come in and you have to deal with them?
See, that's the thing. I go through phases where I'm like, I hate being stuck in a cubicle all day. It would be cool if I just had a bar and then I could like hang out all day. And then I see people like old co-host Leon who starts fights in bars, or like crazy lady who wants to drink water for 4 hours. And then I'm like, days like that make the whole thing like not worth it.
Yeah, I kind of would love the idea of like being like, I like the idea of like if I was behind a counter like serving people where I could just talk to people all day. That'd be a fun like, hi, welcome to my store of selling stuff. Do you want to buy stuff? Like, that would be a simple, like a nice, easy job
Mhm.
or a fun job. But then you're to deal with the crazy religious lady who's mumbling stuff of it. So
Yeah.
go on.
So then she starts walking around with her cane and like waving it at the owner, and kind of menacingly. And so that's when the owner called the cops on her.
So he's being, because she's black, he's being protested now.
Yeah, it was totally.
There was
was
there were like 8 other people there waving canes, talking about God, but they were all white. So, no issue. But this one, oh my God.
So while we're waiting for the cops to show up, this other guy decides to.
By the way, were you done with your meal and you were like, honey, let's stick around a little bit longer. The cops are coming. This is going to get funny.
At some point, yes, we were done, and we said, okay, let's enjoy the show. I even told the owner, I said, I didn't know we got free entertainment with our meal. This is a good deal.
You're like, do we have the tip afterwards? Because this is going to be fucking awesome.
Well, speaking of tip, while we're waiting for the cops, this other guy decides to tip the very patient but very cranky waitress a nickel.
The ultimate insult. Not better than not leaving a tip, leaving 5 cents.
And she's like, please don't tell me you're that fucking cheap that you're going to leave me a nickel. And he pulls out like a stack of money, like a fistful of dollars. And he's like, I got money. I'm not cheap. And so she's like, you need some fucking friends or something like that. And so they got into an argument.
It'd be great if you just had like a buffalo nickel, one of those like really expensive ones. You tipped it, and the woman's like, "It's only a fucking nickel," and you're like, "That nickel is worth $5,000. Suck it, bitch! I'm taking that one back."
You just said the plot from UHF.
Is that from UHF?
Yeah, that's how the
Oh.
station got saved. The
Oh, I
the
saw
rich
that
guy
so long
gave
ago.
the crazy bum a penny, and then he saved the station with it.
Oh,
Oh yeah.
that was a long time ago. I gotta see that movie again.
It's a good movie
Why are they remaking that one?
because it's
Like,
perfect.
would if they remade it? Well, first of all, they probably remake it and have an all female cast. It'll be like the female Weird Al. It'd be fucking awful. But what if you remade it and had The Rock playing Weird Al, but you had to act like Weird Al?
What if you just had Weird Al and he made a sequel? Wouldn't that be better?
Yeah.
Weird Al's being like, I guess I'm making a comeback again. There was a thing I saw on him where like it was like a with the behind the music on Weird Al, and he said every time I release an album, they're like Weird Al's making a comeback. He's like, I release an album every year or so. How is this a comeback every time?
I love Weird Al. He was one of the better live concerts I've seen.
You saw him?
Mhm.
What does he play after that one song he has popular? Like
Give me-
he has a whole medley of songs. Like did he play? What does he play?
Well, he's got way more hits than you probably remember, just because he's been around for like 30 years. Like every song, you're like, oh yeah, I remember that one. I remember that one.
Okay, one more question about that concert. What is he close to? What's his encore?
You know the song Lola?
Yes.
He does a Yoda,
Ah,
and he
okay.
gets like a whole bunch of people on stage and all singing that. He changes outfits between each song, but he has like a clip show playing on a TV between each song, so you get to see like funny clips the whole time too. And he closes with an accordion medley of all current popular pop songs,
Ah,
which is just
Did you-
awesome.
did you see the Onion article on the Onion Weird Al article?
No,
It was I found it right now. It's
Whoa.
basically Weird Al changing "Living La Vida Loca" to "Living La Vida Mocha," and you know like as he like started, he saw that and was like, "That's actually a good idea. That's kind of what I was gonna do."
yeah. Oh, I mean, almost all the songs are about food.
Yeah.
Anyway, so
Okay, back in the restaurant.
we're waiting for the cops to show up, and we see the cops show up at the corner. So everyone's getting ready for the show, and
By the way, if you're a cop and this is what you deal with, like crazy people all day, you can see why he would shoot some people every once in a while.
yeah.
Okay. Tell me he shot her.
So the cops pulling around the corner, and two guys from the CVS down the block run in front of the cops and flag him and steal the cop. So apparently, while this lady was being crazy, CVS got robbed, and so they jacked the cop. So, there was a lot of shit going on at once.
Wow.
So then we got our check and decided to run down the street to see what was going on there. And apparently it turned into a chase scene because it was about 7 cop cars and they were all driving away, peeling down the street. So while we're walking back to the diner to give the lady an update because she's pretty pissed off that her cop got stolen.
Wait, you guys went outside to like see the cop?
Yeah, well, we got our check and so we were just hanging out to see what happened with the cop. So we're like, okay,
Right.
let's just run out and see. So on the way back, there's this other crazy guy walking down the street. My neighborhood's usually pretty normal. I don't know what was going on Sunday. This guy's walking
Crazy
down,
religious person. Maybe they're all working together.
This guy's walking down the street with a cane, and he's just staring at me. And I walk past him, and I turn around, and he's standing in the middle of the street staring at me, and he folds up his cane into like the shape of a gun, and he holds it up like in an 80s action poster.
Okay.
And so I put my hands up, and I say, "Don't shoot," and he aims it at me and pretends to shoot me. And then
Okay.
he's not smiling, he's not laughing, and he's just staring at me angry in the middle of the street.
Would you have been really upset if he like shot a dart out of there or something?
I would
Like,
have been
it
impressed.
was like a dart gun.
I would have been impressed. Yeah, so that's pretty much the end of the story. But there was a lot of crazy shit going on.
So what happened with the diner with the woman?
The cops never showed up because they got distracted with the robbery. So
Didn't
The
But-
lady left the diner finally after like 4 hours, and she went to the bus stop across the street, and I saw her like harassing everybody who was waiting for the bus, and the bus came and left, and she was still at the bus stop, so she just decided to, I guess, camp out there and annoy everybody there.
This Jay, here's what you should have done. You should have said to her, "Hi, ma'am. I have a podcast. Can I interview you for the show?"
I have plenty of water and Splenda packets.
It's. Oh, do you have a studio? I'll come to your studio. Uh-oh. Sorry, Kat.
We have a new roommate. I'm pretty sure she was like one of those homeless people that just stays at the hospital all the time because she had on a hospital bracelet.
Oh. She should have found a one of those Planet Fitnesses because they're there 24 hours. She could just, like, for $10, she'd be good for the whole month.
Yeah, there was one right around the corner.
Yeah, you should have taken her over there. That's my idea. Take the homeless people to Planet Fitness, and they could live there. The 24-hour gym. What's that? They have TVs there, and they have bagels and pizzas sometimes.
You saw the guy that got arrested at Planet Fitness last week?
The naked
No.
guy?
Yeah, the naked guy.
I heard about that.
What happened?
He showed up naked, and he said it's a no judgment zone.
That's awesome.
Didn't work.
No, it didn't work.
Is it weird at all times while you're in public, you're one like all you have to do is pull out your dick and you can get arrested?
I mean, that's not that weird.
Yeah, I'm just saying at all times you have the power by just taking out your dick to get arrested.
That's like 100%. Like, if you just want to get arrested, just pull your dick out.
Yeah, like you don't have to do it. Like you want to get to jail, just pull it out and you're good. A cop will find you.
You don't have to hurt anybody. You don't have to kill anyone.
You've always, Luke, you've always had the power inside you to get arrested.
That's true. I guess if people are after you,
Yeah, like
and you
people
want
are
some
after
protection,
you. It's okay. I could warp to jail with my dick out. I saved the kid's life.
is it your kid?
No, it wasn't my kid. We were at a pool party, and we were talking about the fact that there were a lot of kids in the pool, and like no one seems to be watching these kids. And then I turned and I saw a kid underwater, and I was like, this doesn't make sense. And I waited a second to see if he would swim up. He did not, so I picked him up. The kid was 3 years old. He apparently threw up his guts thereafter, but was totally fine. And afterwards, I was like, I kind of tried to work into conversation with people like that weren't there. I was like, hey, do you know over the weekend I saved the kid's life? And then you tell the story. They're like, you just picked some kid up. You didn't like jump into the water. No, I was already in the water. I just picked him up. And like, I'm trying to work into the conversations now.
You just took your foot off his head. That's all.
Yeah, I just picked something up. Basically, I picked up almost like picked up a rock out of the water. And I'm like, I kind of want to work in how I did this heroic deed.
Well, I mean, if you waited much longer, he would have been a rock in the water.
Yeah, no. I did it. The mom was very thankful, and I was like, oh yeah, no, I am a hero for just going like basically like taking my arms and just like lifting my arms up basically. The least thing I could do, and then like afterwards, I'm like, do I tell other people? Like when people are like, how was your weekend? I'd be like, I saved a life. What'd you do?
Yeah, it's like you did something good, and now you just want credit for it.
Yeah, I started wanting credit for it, which is and I didn't really like do anything. If I had jumped into the water and like rescued him, that would have been like really that's a heroic act. This is just like picking something up basically that was floating in the water.
I feel like that should have been a Seinfeld episode.
Like whether he was that would
Like
be kind of
George Costanza does something and wants credit for it.
Yeah, he's like, I rescued him. Well, you didn't really rescue. You just kind of like, you're just there, basically, next to you.
Felipe writes, when I'm out of my apartment or in a hurry, I poop fully clothed like a normal human being, but most of the time I poop at home alone, which I do by removing all my clothes, pooping, wiping, and immediately jumping into the shower.
Wait, so he gets completely naked and poops and then jumps into the...
Yeah.
I mean, I thought Bri, I mean, I'm sure there's more to this email, but I thought Bri was weird when he takes off you take off your shirt still, Bri, right?
Yeah, still, yeah.
Which is bizarre, sorry. But this is fucking insane.
I know, I don't think so. You
think pooping naked and taking a shower is normal?
Yeah, I've done that.
You've done that.
I've done that.
This is worse than your hair. Shaving the hair off your foot.
First of all,
What?
I pluck it with a tweezer.
Brian, you didn't know this? You've
No.
known Jay all these years. He shaves his hair off his feet because he's like off your toes because that's the toe hair apparently drives him crazy.
Well, I do know he's afraid to use a regular razor and always has to use a buzzer.
Afraid, Jay?
Unless he's grown out of that.
No, I still use the electric.
Okay.
You'd use it out of convenience or because you're fear? Because you're worried.
Little of A, little of B.
What are you worried about? You hear people dying every day from shaving?
Not every day.
I worked in camp once, and we did this thing where you have balloons, you put shaving cream in the balloons, and people take razors, and they shave the balloon, and you win if you don't pop the balloon. As we were doing it, we realized it was actually almost impossible to pop the balloon with the razor. Like you would try as hard as possible, and the razors are made so safe these days, you can't even pop a balloon.
Anyway,
You should try that, Jay. You should try to see if you can cut yourself with a razor.
I try and coincide my poops to do it before a shower as well.
Oh yeah, if I can poop before a shower, that's definite.
Why? Do you get in the shower and you're like specially wash out your anus?
Because I don't like smeared poop on my body.
Oh yeah, give it a little rinse out.
Oh, you know when I wipe with toilet paper, I put it in the toilet instead of rubbing it on my belly.
You rub it on your asshole.
I
If
mean,
you had
come on.
poop on your hand, would you want to just wipe it off with a tissue and then go about your day? It's the same
Yeah,
thing.
it's not
There's
the same
no
thing because
fucking
your hand's
way.
not your ass.
There is no fucking way you would wipe poop off your hand with a tissue and then just go about your day.
Again, it's my asshole.
I've gotten poop on my finger and almost sliced my finger off so that I wouldn't have to deal with it.
Yeah.
Well, I've done that also. Got in a hand, not sliced it up. I just wash it with soap and go about my day.
Also, since I went to Asia, I realized what a clean ass feels like, and like I just feel unclean all the time now.
Oh, because you used what are those things called?
The bidets.
And you have a bidet in your house, right?
Yes, I do.
You guys are the weirdest assholes.
I think you're the weird one.
We have the cleanest assholes.
Yeah, you're the
I
one who's
probably
totally comfortable
do.
with shit all over his ass.
I think it's so weird that you need to take a shower. Showers and taking a. By the way, people must love our show now.
I can't imagine why nobody listens.
Could we submit this to the Emmys or whatever awards they have for podcasting? I can't believe you try to coincide with a shower.
Why? Why would I not want to clean ass?
Let's read the rest of the email because this is horrible.
What are your best and worst 3 female reboots? I'm skeptical that they're that
Wait,
bad.
the whole thought about the whole thought about shitting is over.
Yeah, that's it. We've moved on.
Okay.
I'm skeptical that they're that bad most of the time, but I don't consume any movies or comics. Star Trek, James Bond, Assassin's Creed, Spider-Man get rebooted all the time in new settings, and the novelty of each reboot is part of the appeal. Why not put some women in there? In theory, I get that writers may use female casts as a gimmick, which becomes an excuse to create lazy, unimaginative garbage. However, lazy, unimaginative garbage has always been 99% of Hollywood.
Can you reboot Batman with a girl playing Batman, a woman playing Batman, and just still call her Batman, not Batgirl? Just insist that it's Batman.
I guess you could.
Yeah, that would be an interesting reboot because the entire time they'd be like, "Oh, you're Batgirl." No, I've chosen my gender. I am Batman. Don't hurt me and please make up your mind about your goddamn gender.
The 2-hour
that would be
movies
a good
arguing
movie 'cause-
about that, they never even get to fight Lex Luthor.
Nobody would figure out that she's Batman because it's a girl. So it'd be like, well, Batman's Batman, so.
No, people would be like, "No, I totally respect that you as a woman want to fight. I'm not a woman. I am Batman. You're not Batman. You're clearly a woman. I am Batman."
I will only see that movie if Hilary Swank plays Batman.
Yeah, I would. So I want Batman with a woman playing Batman. That's my first reboot.
So do you guys have a 3 like best and worst?
Well, I'll try to. Oh wait,
What
are we
was
talking?
the-
Are we making
What was the
our
question?
own
I didn't hear
reboots?
it.
3 best and worst female reboots. So anytime there was a role with a man that got replaced by a woman, and I guess this could be in any medium. I don't think they really do it in.
I don't even think I could think of 6 instances where that happened.
Can we just make up our own? That'd be really great to do because I'd love the Batman as a woman. What else you guys got? Can you think of any reboots? I can think of the Ghostbusters and the Ocean 11, which were
That's
horrible.
it. Yeah.
But there are some great ways to redo this, though.
Yeah, I don't. I think they do it more in comics than they do in movies.
What awful comics are you reading?
I read an X-Men comic recently, and they ran into the Red Skull from Captain America, and it was a female, for God knows why. And then
so it was the Red Skull with tits?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then the Red Skull called in Loki, who was also a female. And so the X-Men called for reinforcements, and they called in, this is all in like one comic, they called Ghost Rider, who is a female.
Okay, I've got another one. So the Stephen King movie Cujo?
Oh,
Let's remake Cujo with a female dog. And like talk about how it's all about women's rights. And be like, the whole time people are like, how the fuck do you even know the killer dog's a woman, a girl dog? Like the worst female rights things you can do. What else you guys got? Okay, I got another one. We do Major League, but it's a women's baseball team, but we pretend it's not League of Their Own. The whole time.
Wait, say that again?
You do the movie Major League, but it's a female baseball team, and the whole time in the movie, you pretend you're not just making the movie League of Their Own. Like, just the whole time being like, isn't this just a League of Their Own? No, this is the male baseball team with women.
What if they just like play the actual New York Yankees?
What if we just reshoot League of Their Own and call it Major League?
What if we go on to the next question?
Yeah, okay.
And part 3,
I got one more.
Okay.
Rocky, and the Rocky is played by a woman, but Apollo Creed's still a black man. And so the movie is just like the black guy beat the crap out of the woman, but she like stands up and wins the fight.
So it'd have to be Rocky 3, where it's Clubber Lang.
Or Apollo Creed's black.
Yeah, but he didn't like.
Well,
he did win the first one. Actually, he did win the first one.
He did win the first
he got
one.
his ass kicked in part 3.
Yeah, but in part 1, he beats the living shit out of Rocky. But but at the end, you're cheering for Rocky. Could you imagine watching that movie again, but Rocky's played by a woman? These would be the most insulting ways you could add female roles to like remakes.
I would probably watch that.
Like the whole time you're like, feel like she's beating the living shit out of her, and people are like, "This is for women's rights, women's equality." Oh God, this is horrible.
Why did we ask for this? How do you pick good but not great running shoes? Once you have them, how do you tell they're good? Mark, please give us your juice skills, not your shoe skills.
That was a good Jew pun. I usually get what I get. You usually get Asics or New Balance. Those are my my go-tos for running shoes.
I get Brooks Beast, which is a good brand.
How much you pay for running shoes?
I guess like 80.
That's a lot of money to pay for shoes.
Yeah.
I try not to go above $40.
See, if I go cheap, then like my feet hurt when I start running.
How often do you run?
Yeah.
Well, I do the elliptical.
What do you run besides trying to get to train?
I do the elliptical a couple times a week now.
Okay, awesome. Brian, what's your running shoe strategy?
I don't run.
Yeah, that's a good strategy.
If you're in New York, there's a place called Paragon, and they'll actually film your feet while you're running on a treadmill, and then see how you run and find a shoe like based on your stride.
Do you think that's like I know what you're talking about, but do you think that's real? Like that's really helpful, or just like a gimmick?
Yeah, no, because like I was like putting more weight on like the outside of my run, and he showed me, and I saw it, and they have like shoes that have, more padding on the outside. So, like, I thought it was helpful.
Okay. No. So did your shoe feel? I guess your foot feel better post with this new running shoe?
Well, that's why I went there, because like I bought shoes that weren't good for my feet, and like I could barely walk after I was doing a workout.
Okay. Cool. So I usually try to find the brand I like with $40 or less. That's the Jew way of doing the running shoe thing.
Yeah, I think if you don't spend enough money on running shoe, your feet are gonna be fucked up.
Okay. Well, your feet are gonna be fucked up, or your wallet. Your choice.
And last part, Felipe writes, Hillary Clinton and Roseanne Barr in an all-female remake of The Wire complete the cast.
Okay. But you guys aren't a fan of The Wire, right, Jay? And Brian's never seen it. And
I've never seen it.
Brian has seen nothing of pop culture, right, Brian?
Correct.
Okay, cool. Jay? You're not a fan of The Wire, right, Jay?
I thought it was okay.
How do you think it's okay? The best show in television history you think is okay?
I thought it was kind of overrated.
Okay.
It took like 7 episodes to even get remotely interesting, and then the good ones were just all right. There wasn't any episodes where I was like, holy shit, this is so good.
How far into the show you made? You made it pretty far, though, right?
I finished the whole thing.
Yeah. I think the 4th season of that show is the best season in the history of television.
I thought it was the best season in the history of that show.
Hey, did you see the Ringer did the 100 greatest episodes of the 2000s?
Yeah, I hate all their countdowns. I disagree with like every single one, so I didn't even read that one.
Yeah. I mean, I listened to the Bill Simmons the Ringer podcast where he talked about that the whole list, and they had like rules like you can only have 1 episode of a show, and
So what was number 1?
What was number 1?
I'm sure it was Sopranos, probably.
Was Justified on the list? Way to come prepared.
Oh, well, shut the fuck up. Lost, The Constant.
Okay,
Which I don't remember which episode that I like these. I had to see the description because obviously I have no idea which episode that is.
Well, Lost sucked, so there you go.
By the way, did you guys watch True Detective?
No.
Yeah, I did.
Do you think True Detective was overrated?
Yes.
Like it was a fine, like the 2nd season sucked, but the 1st season was like
some like smarmy like reviewer said it's like the best thing ever, and then people just went along with it because they didn't want to feel stupid.
Yeah, it's one of those shows where everyone's like being like this awful art critic, where they're like, "Oh, it's so above, it's so like it's not on your level if you don't get it." And you're like, it was a okay show about a cop thing. It was not that great of a show. Just because Matthew what's his name, McConaughey's character like talked like he was a fucking crazy person does not make it a good show.
Yeah.
Or not good. It was fine. It just wasn't like it's True Detective is number 4 on this list. The list and I guess you're not going to know the episodes, but the list of this has Lost is number 1, Mad Men, Game of Thrones, True Detective, Chappelle Show, The Wire, Survivor, Sopranos, The OC, and Breaking Bad.
Survivor?
Yeah. Well, Survivor was a popular show.
Their lists.
Oh,
suck.
I got the list here.
Their lists are so bad. Okay, let's not even give this.
The Sopranos, Pine Barrens. That's the one where
they look for the Russian.
Is that the one where they're lost the whole time? Yeah.
Yeah, which is also not even top 10 episode of The Sopranos. That was a fine episode, but like that's the episode you chose.
Yeah.
The best episode of Sopranos was the one where they put they did the intervention for what's his name?
Mike.
Who?
Who was Tony Soprano's like nephew?
Michael
Christopher?
Imperioli.
Christopher.
Yeah. The intervention is the best episode of that show.
How could the Survivor is a fucking reality show? How could that be a?
Because they make
don't
shit lists.
They make shit lists. I guess I don't think you can do. I can't do a thing of best episodes but I could do a thing of best shows of the 2000s.
I wonder if that True Detective episode in the first season where they have that they do it. I was reading when it happened. They said they did it all in one take when they went to that black neighborhood and there was like a huge shootout and everything. They said they did the whole thing in one take, like one camera angle, and I wonder if it's that episode. It was really good.
Oh, the Game of Thrones episode is the Red Wedding episode. They call it the Reigns of Castamere, but I guess it's the Red Wedding, right?
Okay. Yeah, I mean,
Well, but even that episode, like that was a great the end of the episode's a really good episode, but like the whole episode itself wasn't an amazing episode.
it was. I think it was more just the impact. I mean,
The impact was pretty great. Yeah, no, I agree. I agree with you there. Okay.
What
would you say-
say? Do you have any Wire?
Oh, I don't know. But what would you say the best shows? If you did a top 10 list of the 2000s, what would be the top 10 TV shows of the 2000s?
I put Charlize as McNulty.
Okay. I just can't. Like, it's hard to complete this list because you're not a big fan of the Wire.
That is true.
Yeah, you're not gonna really care. You're not gonna be really vested into like who we pick. So.
Yeah, it's true. I'd probably agree with whatever you put.
Yeah, it's not worth doing the list. Okay, we can move on. I was gonna say we could do a top 10 list of best shows, best TV shows of the 2000s. But Bri has not watched any TV shows in the 2000s.
That's kind of hard to come up with on the spot.
Yeah, that's a research type of thing.
Fine. Go on to the next question, Jay.
That is it for emails.
We got some
We
Facebook
don't,
questions.
we don't have a Lorenzo email this week.
Lorenzo, I am highly disappointed. You will not be a top 5 questions of the show.
Am I doing the Facebook questions?
Oh, I can do them. Alex writes, what's the latest news on InfoWars? Is Jay still able to go on their website and Facebook page? Need to bring back the bit about real posts in the InfoWars comment section or fake posts Jay made up?
Did
Jay?
everything get taken down today?
Yeah, didn't InfoWars get banned from Facebook?
Facebook, Twitter, Facebook, Spotify, YouTube,
Apple, I think.
and Apple iTunes. So
That's awesome.
They got purged from like everything today.
Are they suspended or actually taken down?
Permanently banned. If you search for them, it just says like not found. You can't even search for like the word InfoWars on Facebook right now.
Okay, I'm going to take the counter argument to this.
Mhm.
Jay, what about freedom of speech?
That's exactly what they've been posting on their website. Freedom of speech is for the government, not for private websites.
But the government runs Facebook.
Also, InfoWars banned me for being against them, like a year ago? So they were banning free speech way before Facebook did.
Jay, you go on their site and just say inflammatory stuff. Of course you should be banned. Unlike InfoWars, which goes on Facebook and says nothing inflammatory.
Yeah, so they got purged from all those sites in a 12-hour span, which is
Jay, is
pretty
it
crazy.
in fairness? Did I believe Facebook? I think InfoWars banned you from their comment section just because your employer wrote to them and said, "We need Jay to be more productive at work." Jay would send me things all the time. I'm like, Jay, are you even at work? I don't understand. It
my
seems like you've
productivity,
had a 7-hour conversation on InfoWars comment section today.
my productivity went up so much since I got banned. But they got banned from everywhere, and
Are they banned from Snapchat? Because that maybe they weren't banned from Snapchat. Maybe their content just disappeared.
well, the thing is, they were on Facebook every day posting about how Facebook sucks, and they got like all happy when the stock went down. It's almost like, what do you expect? Like, if somebody went on our site and posted how he sucked every day, I wouldn't want them on our site either. Like what were they planning to? What were they expecting was going to happen with that?
I think they wanted to get banned. They
You think
kind
this
of want. Yeah, because that increases they're like we're really anti-establishment here. It's like a rallying cry almost.
What about this? False flag. They deleted their own accounts.
Is this a conspiracy theory on the InfoWars page?
No, this is I'm conspiracing them now. I'm
Wouldn't
saying
it be-
they deleted their own accounts so that they can get all this attention, so they could sell more of their supplements.
Wouldn't it be great if like they create their on their page these conspiracies about their page?
Mhm.
Didn't Facebook announce that they were doing this though? All these like they were getting rid of them.
Well, they said they were cracking down on fake news and inflammatory hate speech and all that stuff. So,
Well, how is it hate speech? It's just the Republican mantra. This is just like what the Republican Party believes in.
it's not even that. I mean, they were saying that Sandy Hook was a hoax, and they were all crisis actors, and the parents of those kids were a little upset about that.
They're
How-
suing. They're suing him.
Yeah,
First of all, how amazing would it be if Twitter was like, we're getting rid of hate speech, and they deleted Donald Trump's account?
but his defense for that Sandy Hook thing was that he's an entertainer, and nobody in their right mind should believe anything he says.
No,
And-
actually, it goes beyond. It goes beyond this. I was reading about this. He says they're. He says basically that they are there because he was talking about the parents, and the parents like became national figures, and then you have to like, the higher standard to prove like you have to prove he was trying to maliciously hurt them by giving their info. I don't know. There was some kind of article about like how it was like it's heightened standards because they became public figures by being told they were crisis actors.
Well, people were like attacking them.
Yeah, no, it's goddamn. It is. They're talking about like basically. I don't know the exact. It's like technicalities under like technically maybe his speech is protected under the First Amendment because of this case. In this case, if you're going to technicalities to defend that the kids were crisis actors, just get rid of the First Amendment entirely. Like we can't have a country where this is an exception to the First Amendment, where this is like allowed.
Yeah.
You have to just say like, "Hey, interesting. Let's fucking beat the shit out of them, and then talk about whether their speech is allowed." Like,
Yeah.
he's a horrible person. He should go to jail and be raped many, many times for what he's doing to what he did to those parents. He had people were threatening the parents for because and harassing them who just had their kids killed.
I called them out on their Twitter, and we got 70 likes. So that's like more than all of our likes on our Twitter account for the last 10 years combined.
I'm trying to find the article. The crisis. It's so goddamn insane. I hope they bankrupt him.
Well, they're in huge trouble now. They got the bulk of their hits off of YouTube and Facebook.
How is the lawyer? How are you even a lawyer? Like, how do you defend him? Like, what kind of blood money are you taking that you're going to defend this guy in court? Oh, he has the right to call the kids crisis actors.
With a straight face.
Yeah. Oh, I guess basically they said that him calling them crisis actors was just his opinion, not him stating a fact. And he didn't mean to lie. He was just stating an opinion. That's the basic argument they're saying is protected under the First Amendment.
He just left that part out during his 4-hour radio broadcast.
Yeah. I forgot to say the words. It's my opinion.
Yeah, pretty much. Oh my God, it's the most fucking. There's some insane shit going on with the First Amendment, by the way. The First and Second Amendment these days. Like, there's the next question by Alex is, are you guys worried about the use of 3D printed plastic guns in the near future? They don't have serial numbers. They can go through metal detectors. They can be made by anyone, and I'm pretty sure you could toss one in a fire and it would melt the prints off a gun entirely, destroying the evidence.
Yeah,
Was
sounds
it-
like something we need.
Have you guys heard about this?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
heard
wasn't
about
there a congressman who like leaked the plans?
No. It's this guy thought like this guy who's like an anarchist like thought this was the greatest thing or libertarian. He thought it was the greatest thing ever. He raised money to like push it through where he basically wants to distribute on the internet the ability to make a 3D gun. He perfected it and then wants to distribute this to everyone because he thinks this is like it's protective of his First Amendment rights. And then the government this past June said, you know what, you're right, and we're going to pay your legal costs. They basically said, like, if you're distributing gun, the argument against it was that if you're distributing plans online for 3D gun, you're selling arms, and that you can't do that without a license, and basically you're breaking the law. But now the Donald Trump government, Justice Department has said, we're totally cool with him doing that. He is right. He should be allowed to distribute the guns. But apparently, right before he was about to do it, they kind of like chickened it. The government kind of said, maybe this is a bad idea. But But basically, eventually, you'll be able to like. I mean, apparently, this he originally put it online. The plans for the gun. It was downloaded 100,000 times, and now he wants to put out, I guess, more plans. And this is where they're I guess a judge stepped in and said, we have to stop this until we can figure this out.
I think the scarier part is that it's been downloaded 100,000 times.
Yeah, no, I mean, the fact that you can make a plastic gun, and we're talking about the First and Second Amendments, whether you have the right to do this, is fucking insane.
I mean, how are there that many people that want to do that?
Have you been to our country, Jay? Have you
That's
been
not
on
a lot,
Infowars?
actually. 100,000's not a lot.
Well, that's true.
Yeah.
Half that many got shot in Chicago this weekend.
There's like 40 states where people are like, oh, wonderful, I don't have to pay for guns anymore. The NRA is against it, apparently, just because they don't want to. It's not about like this
They
being
won't get a
dangerous.
cut.
Yeah, exactly. Because they're like, Smith & Wesson's going to be screwed out of this. We don't want to hurt Smith & Wesson's business. But the fact that you can make your own gun, plastic gun, which can't be detected by a metal detector, and just go shoot anyone you want now, and our government's like, is this a First Amendment right? Is this a Second Amendment right? We're signing suicide pacts with our amendments.
Yeah, it's...
I also have an idea. I think the right to bear arms, the Second Amendment, it should really be the right to bear arms, which should mean that you have the right to wear short sleeves.
Or have the arms of an actual bear.
Yeah, it should be interpreted the exact language says bear. They knew what guns were back when they wrote this amendment. They clearly did not mean guns. They meant arms.
We live in great times right now.
Fucking insane. Something's going to happen. Someone's going to be shot with a plastic gun, and they'll be like, well, I mean, he was just exercising his freedom of speech, and it's not his fault that the other guy used those plans to kill someone. There was a case also in Kentucky where a kid shot up a school, and he basically took his stepfather's gun out of the closet and just shot people in the school. And now they're just trying to decide is the stepfather liable for just leaving his gun unguarded in the closet?
Okay.
He apparently the boy pretended to be doing laundry, went into the closet, took the gun off the shelf, put it in his laundry basket, and then took it to school and shot people.
And it's the guy's fault.
Well, they're asking the question now: is the stepfather's fault that he left his gun unlocked up in the closet at home?
Yeah, it's not though.
It is. You should. It's a gun is a serious thing. You should not. If my 7-year-old son gets into my car and drives and kills people, I'm liable for it. But if he shoots someone, I'm not liable.
Well, I mean, it was hidden. It's not like he left it on like the kitchen counter.
I don't think the kid didn't find Waldo. He knew the gun was there. That's why he went to go get it, and the gun was just sitting in the closet. You could lock up your gun.
You could, but what if the kid found the key and unlocked it? Is it still the uncle's fault?
Yeah, do a better job, or else you want to have a gun. Do a good job keeping it locked up.
He should guard the locked up gun with a gun.
Yeah, exactly.
Wait, can we talk about something funnier?
Yeah.
Jason writes, name a purchase from your spouse that pissed you off.
Probably like the 19th handbag.
Really? She's that into handbags?
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm like, oh, another one. That's cool. Put it on
What-
the pile of the other unused ones.
I mean, we're never going to understand, but why do women like these handbags? They all look the exact same.
They have
I
to
know.
match the color of the outfit.
The whole thing's crazy.
We needed a new toaster. My wife brought home a gigantic toaster. She thought it was a normal sized toaster, so she got home and we realized that it was like twice the size of a normal toaster.
Can make,
And all
like,
it does is if you either it doesn't toast stuff or burns the shit out of stuff.
that sounds
Great
great.
as any-
That's every toaster that's ever been made.
Yeah.
It's true. It's the worst toaster.
You shouldn't spend more than like $3 on a toaster.
I don't know. I think she spent a fortune on this toaster. I didn't want to ask her.
Can you at least put in like 4 slices of bread at once?
You could put a whole turkey in there. It's so goddamn big. What about you, Bri?
Probably, yeah, like what Jay said, some stupid purse or something.
I mean,
So Jason-
it's like $150 and like just because it has like the letter M on it.
Yeah.
What does M stand for?
Michael, for Michael Kors, because he's a designer, so he puts his initial on it, and that makes it like quintuple in price, apparently.
Jake, should we make the Brink of Sanity handbags?
Yeah, as soon as we sell out of the shirts, I'll get working on the handbags.
Oh,
Each handbag comes with the instruction on how to make a gun.
Oh, I love your new clutch. It's so beautiful. You got a Brink clutch. Oh my God, that's so trendy.
If I don't get rid of these last 5, we're gonna be averaging like 1 shirt per year.
It would be amazing though if you made you bought $200 like handbags that had the Brink of Sanity logo and you're trying to sell them the show. You're like, I spent thousands of dollars on this. Please, someone buy one of these handbags. They're only $200. The single worst investment possible. Eris writes, seems nowadays it's common for 25 and older millennials to live with their parents. Mark, until what age will you let your children live with you, like that 30-year-old who sued his parents for kicking him out of the house? A 30-year-old sued his parents for kicking him out of the house?
I thought. I remember that story, but I thought the parents sued. I thought the parents sued to kick him out.
You're right. An unemployed 30-year-old sued by his parents after he refused to move out of their home in upstate New York. Yeah, I just can't read. Wow. Where are you in life where you're suing your kid to get him out of your house? What's worse, being the 30-year-old that still that has to be sued to get out of your house, or being the parents that sue their kid?
Probably being the kid.
I don't know. Being the parent is pretty bad also.
I mean, you're like, I don't know, you're 30 and you couldn't afford 1 month's rent to leave the house?
I think post-college, my kid has 1 year to save up money to get the fuck out of the house. I think that seems to be reasonable. What about you guys? What would you do? How long will my kids be allowed to live with you guys?
I mean, I think 1 year out of college seems fair. You know what? Fuck college. I'm going to tell my kid to learn a trade.
It would be better for our kids.
Yeah, I'll be like, listen, become an electrician, make 6 figures, and have no student loans. So much better position than I'm in life.
Yeah, if they be an electrician or a plumber, you can't outsource those jobs. You have to everyone needs a good plumber or a good electrician. You probably could kill it.
And that shit will never go out. They can automate accounting tomorrow and I'm done. You'll always need plumbing and electricity.
Yeah, you're never going to be like, oh, I'm going to go be on a call center with India to unclog my toilet.
Yeah.
So, and you probably, if you started a good plumbing company, you could probably be a millionaire.
Yeah.
Jay, have you thought about not doing CPA and becoming a plumber? We talked about it last week, I think.
Yeah, but I would tell my kid to learn a trade. Even a truck driver, you can make 6 figures a year being a truck driver.
Oh, come on, that'd be a fucking terrible job.
Yeah, I'm just saying, there's.
You tell your kid to be a truck driver?
I would not tell my kid to be a truck driver, but I'm just saying, there's a lot of options of stuff.
Dad, I got into Harvard. You're gonna be a fucking truck driver.
It's just that there's so many jobs you could do without racking up student loan debt.
Right. How much would you have to earn to be a truck driver for a year?
I wouldn't mind being a truck driver for a year, actually.
Okay, well, how much would you have to earn to do it?
I don't know, $1 more than I'm making now.
Jay, how much would you have to earn to give up your CPA dreams for another year and just be, and I guess we put you a year behind the CPA thing also, then be a truck driver for a year?
Yeah, no, once I stop, that's it. So.
Okay, how much you give up your CPA dreams to become a truck driver, Jay? How much do you have to make?
Probably $200,000.
If they pay, okay, so $200,000. So anyone owning a truck driving company, that's an offer Jay is making. So if you want to hire out Jay, and would you do the podcast from the truck?
Yeah.
We could do it on CB. We could all drive at the same time.
Jay, we would all driving at the same time. We'd have a 24-hour podcast going. Eris writes, scariest time in your life after 20s and the reason for it.
Scariest time in your life after 20s?
After 20. So I guess, Jay, would it be the waiting for your CPA score?
No, it would probably be when I was getting the heart palpitations and I thought something was wrong with my heart. Like I literally thought I was dying.
Yeah, I didn't really think. But you knew you were kind of. Did you know you were kind of overreacting though?
Not at the time.
Bri, any scary time of your life? Bri, you said you wanted to do more comedy on the show. Tell me about the scariest time of your life.
Actually, I wanted to bring up a story, but we moved on.
No, let's hear it.
Did you guys hear the story? It was like it was probably 3 weeks ago now. That couple that died having sex.
No.
In the car.
But you got my attention.
You didn't. You guys really didn't hear about this? It was in
No.
Jersey.
No, what happened?
This couple was having sex in a car in a garage with the engine running, and they died from CO2 poisoning.
Jesus.
I mean, that's really fucking stupid though. But holy shit, really?
Yeah, and it turned out the lady was cheating on her husband with the mechanic. The husband came home and found him in the car.
Wait, so the mechanic did not know about CO2?
Google it. Just put couple
Sorry.
sex died or whatever. Couple sex.
No,
car
I just
died.
find it funny that a mechanic wasn't aware of CO2.
Well, can I correct the story? So the husband just killed them both and had like the greatest cover story ever.
Well, that's one of the theories that people have been saying online, but
Well,
That's
like,
not a conspiracy theory. That's actually what happened.
why would they have the car running?
you have to ask them.
Oh, by the way, there's OJ actually has it, and he said now the Goldman they stabbed themselves with knives. And then he came home. He's like, oh my god, they actually killed themselves with knives. What do I have to Google? Couple kills themselves.
Couple died having sex in car.
Couples who have died together. Just hanging out. Couples that have.
July 11th. Yeah, it was a month. A husband returned home. Wait, hold on. I can't believe you didn't hear about this. A husband returned home Monday and found his wife and her lover who died while having sex in her car in the garage. 39-year-old woman, 56-year-old man, who was believed to be her mechanic, apparently died from carbon monoxide poisoning when they left the car running and the garage door closed while they had sex.
Jesus.
I mean, if I would hire this guy as a salesman, like immediately, because apparently he can sell the biggest load of bullshit ever. How the fuck do you convince the cops that like they died before you got there?
The investigators believe the woman was having sex with her mechanic to pay for car work.
The cops is like, wait, the mechanic didn't know about killing you. Like, didn't know you're not supposed to do this.
Yeah.
The mechanic had never heard of carbon monoxide. I guess not, you officer. Can I go now?
Well, I have no further questions.
What is what was that movie that The Invention of Lying? Do you remember that movie?
Yeah, it's a great movie.
Yeah, it was pretty funny. The whole thing was what's his name? Who's the comedian?
Louis C.K.?
No.
Oh, Ricky Gervais.
Ricky Gervais.
Louis C.K.
And
was in it, though.
He lives in a world where no one has lies. No one has lied before. And so he starts lying, and everyone has to believe everything he says. Like he's like, the world's going to end unless you have sex with me. And the woman's like, oh my god, I guess I have to do that. Apparently, this guy lives in the world of that world, basically. You just
That
make
sounds
shit up.
pretty funny.
You never saw that, Jay? It's pretty good.
It's funny for like the first hour, then it kind of like loses steam, like any comedy. But
Yeah.
it's pretty funny for a while. Like the bit keeps it going for a good amount of time.
Why does every comedy suck after the first hour?
Yeah, because then they have to wrap it together, wrap it up. They're like, oh, we need a real plot, and like we need like you have to learn a lesson at the end of this.
I disagree. I don't need any of that shit.
No, I'm not saying you do. I'm just saying that's what happens. They're always like, oh, we need like.
I don't
You
know
remember
why
the-
they think that. Like, two of my favorite movies are Swingers and Big Lebowski. Neither of those really have a plot.
Yeah, but a lot of comedy. Like, think of the great comedies. They all kind of end poorly.
Yeah.
Like Wedding Crashers didn't need to have a plot. That could have just been them crashing weddings for the whole movie.
If they
Yeah,
did that for
Wedding-
the whole movie, it would be top 5 comedy for me.
The Wedding Crashers, the last half hour of Wedding Crashers sucked.
Yeah.
The rest of the movie's great, but then like it kind of like, oh, he learns a lot. Like you're like, what the fuck? Like I wanted to be the same asshole that he's at the beginning of the movie.
Yeah.
Like at the end of it, they should just be like crashing other weddings and be like, ah, fuck them.
Yeah.
I can't believe the story though. But Brian, Jay, you should see that movie. Eris writes, have you guys ever had an internship, and how was it?
Yeah, I've had a couple.
And how was it, Jay?
I had an internship at a TV station. It was really cool. They actually let me write, film, and edit my own commercial, and it aired on the station.
Jay, you must have been feeling pretty good about your future at that point.
I was like, oh, wow, I already got my own commercial aired. So that's pretty cool.
I'm
And
17. I already did a commercial. Life's gonna be good.
sky's the limit. Little did I know that would be the biggest gig I'd ever get.
Brian, you ever intern?
No.
Eris writes, with Jason's huge credit card debt, what has been his biggest purchase on a credit card? Same goes for Mark's the fourth. And how did Jason get so much debt on a credit card? The biggest thing I've ever purchased on a credit card would be I bought my wife's engagement ring on a credit card.
I
would be the
charged
biggest-
an entire semester at Baruch on my credit card.
Oh, that's pretty big too. Brian, what do you got?
I paid my rent with credit cards for like 6 months when I was in college.
Was like a fee attached to that, or
It was like, you get those checks in the mail, like with your bill. So I just write out the check for the rent for like 6 months.
Oh, did you get charged extra for that? 'Cause that's like a cash advance.
Sorta, yeah. I don't remember, but it was so long ago. But I think so.
So a couple episodes ago, you started off telling us about how you had negative $300 balance on your credit card or on your bank account.
This is my bank account. Yeah.
You should start a financial advice podcast.
I mean, we would have a really good one because we know all the things not to do.
Yeah, it's true.
Got a couple more questions. Liam writes, Jason, how is the emailing crypto doing? Why would a consumer pay these fees when you could use their debit cards and pay none, or 2 or 3% cash back rewards credit cards on purchases, all in lightning speeds with debit? It just doesn't make sense. Again, remind us how crypto will take down the banks and Mark's ancestors. I guess the whole point of what he's trying to say is, it seems to be lightning speed when we use credit cards or PayPal or Venmo. Why in God's name do we care about using crypto?
But it's
to buy
not.
stuff?
It's not. If you look, you charge something and then go to your account. It's pending for 3 days.
Right, but I think the point he's saying is that when I charge a candy bar, I don't have to wait for 2 days to get the candy bar. I get it right there.
The vendor does.
Yeah, but what the fuck do I care about the vendor?
Well, if the vendor starts saying, well, I don't feel like waiting 3 days, I'm going to switch to Ethereum, then you're going to have to switch to Ethereum.
Ethereum, which is sinking like a stone.
I want something that loses its value all the time.
All right, moving on.
There was a thing about in Venezuela, how their dollar is called the bolivar, and the bolivar there's such crazy inflation that people when people get paid in bolivars, they immediately buy sacks of flour because sacks of flour hold their value better than their currency. Not even a joke. This is actually what's going on in Venezuela. Venezuela apparently is in horrible shape these days.
Yeah, didn't they try to assassinate the president live on TV last week?
Yeah, that did happen. Apparently, the amount that people earn now in Venezuela cannot buy the amount you earn a day is less than what it costs to feed yourself. Is the average wage.
Well, that's not good.
So people can't afford people work a full day of work and can't afford to actually feed themselves from the day's labor. So shit's getting bad there.
Yeah.
Anyone out there? Let's go to a comedy. Liam writes, Jason. Besides working at a job, aka trading hours for dollars, do you guys know any other way to make money or something to save money? So besides working, how do you make money, Jay? And you should. The answer to this is podcasting, right?
Gambling.
Drugs?
Gambling is a correct way to earn money. Yeah. Bri, are you positive or negative for the year at the casino?
Negative.
Are you positive or negative for the month?
Negative.
Okay, I'm not gonna ask any more questions.
Oh, I've seen our friend Jay now 3 times.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Well, sometime in the next 1 to 3 months, I will be done with the CPA, and then I want to go on a weekend casino trip with you.
Sounds good.
What is, Bri, for those that aren't going on the casino trip, what is the weekend casino trip like with you? Tell us what Jay's adventure will be like.
I don't know. It depends if I get to the next card level by then, which I think I will be.
Selling the shit out of this.
Well, let's see. There's a comedy club. They have shows every weekend. They have a headliner every weekend, so we can go to that. There's an arena. They have concerts. I don't know, who will be playing around when you're there, but I get a lot of free tickets to that.
What does the next card level mean?
Well, I'm like
a rewards card, you mean?
Well, they have like levels of like player levels, and like the higher levels you get, the more free stuff you get, and the more like free hotel rooms and stuff. And
so, what you don't have to tell us what level you're at for the show, but like tell us like what like levels, like what equals what, like how much you have to spend to get a certain level.
Well, it's not really spend. It's just like how long you play versus like how much. It's sort of like time times your bet, and then you get points for that, and then each level is a certain level of points. So like if you get like 1,000 points, you get to like it's like if you get like 800 points, you get to the second level or third level. Then if, like 1,500, you get to the fourth level.
So what? Say you're at the 1,500 level. What do you get for that? What's the
you just get more. You get you get credits where you could get like free hotel rooms. There's like 3 lounges where you can go in at any time, and just it's like open bar, and they have like a little spread. You can just go in there whenever you want.
Is that what level? What level are you at?
Yeah, I got those. I'm on that. I'm at that level.
So you're a baller when it comes there. Is the staff forced to know who you are?
No, there's only like 3 people there that know who I am. So like so I get a lot of like pretty much like Monday through Friday I get a lot of like free. I get mostly free hotel rooms. You get free passes to the buffet. You get to go into lounge where I saw our friend there, and it's you just hang out, and it's open bar, like
If Jay comes, can you get him into these things, or would Jay have to like stand?
Oh yeah, no, you can bring in whoever many. You have like so many credits to use, and it's like if you want to go in the lounge, it's like 10 credits, and I have 800 for the month. So like I could just you bring in as many people as you want or whatever.
It'd be pretty funny if Jay had to stand on the outside and you're like, I'm going to get you a plate, Jay. Just wait. I'll sneak it out to you.
I just watched Bride drink for like 4 hours.
That happened to me once a few years ago. I was with a friend of mine, and her boss thought she was a high roller, and we were over there, and she's like, oh yeah, I'll get you guys in the lounge. And we like go strolling in, and they're like, no ma'am, you're not high enough to come in here. And we're just like, oh, that sucked. So we got shown the door. We got like spread out and everything.
So you get Jay into the whatever you get him the hotel room.
Yeah.
You get him the whatever show is going on that weekend, whatever buffet. You guys get into that. What's the actual gambling experience like? What table do you hit? What do you guys do?
Well, that's probably more a question for Jay, because he could whatever he wants to play.
Right. What's your go-to games?
I bounce around from some of the dopey like novelty games.
Like what?
I play 3-card poker. I play Mississippi Stud. I play this new game called Crisscross Poker.
So you're different versions of poker, right?
Yeah. They're I mean, it's not the poker room. It's just the novelty like sucker bet games. But
so based on how much you're implying you're down, it sounds like you're bad at all of them.
But when you say sucker, do you mean yourself?
Yeah, sort of. Yeah.
What do you play blackjack or any other what's the one where you do the dice?
Craps?
Yeah.
No. I
I've
don't.
always wanted to play craps. It looks like fun, but I have no idea what to do.
When I was in Vegas one time at one of the casinos, they had a lesson, and I sat through it for like an hour. They show you all the bets, and then they let you like throw the dice and everything, and it was fun. And then, like later that day, I came back and I played, but I've never played it since, and that was a couple years ago. I have a friend that plays craps, and she was supposed to come. She was supposed to meet up with me last weekend, and she was going to show me how to play, but she never came down. So one of these days, hopefully, I will learn how to play that. I don't really play blackjack. I know how to play blackjack, but like I'd be the guy that everybody hates because I take the wrong card and all that stuff. So I stay away from that.
The craps, I know I once played it where like someone was showing me how to do it, and I don't remember how to play anymore. But the cool thing about craps is you could stay on the table for a while without losing a lot of money.
Yeah.
For people that aren't going to get, people that are going to like throw away their money anyway, at least you have a longer time period on there.
Yeah.
Jay, what game would you play? What games would you want Brian to take you to?
I would probably want to try Texas Hold'em, like low stakes.
What's low stakes?
Like $1, $2 tables or something.
Yeah, I think they have that. I think they have that over there.
Do you get free drinks while you're doing this?
Usually while you're gambling, yeah, you get free drinks.
It's not bad, at least. Liam writes, besides why do you think Trump will get reelected in 2020 besides the booming economy and stocks and new companies keeping jobs due to their tax bills?
Because there are more people who are racist who don't say they're racist than people that aren't racist.
I mean, that's probably true. You know what?
I don't think it's race at all. I think that it's that the Democrats have absolutely no platform other than the Republicans suck, and they don't have anybody to put up against Trump right now.
If you're a Trump fan, you have to be fucking ecstatic because Trump, like, he just does tons of shit. Like, every new day, they're like, he's doing something else. He's like, he's getting rid of emission standards for cars. He's sanctioning Iran. Every day, Obama, first 2 years, he did healthcare and nothing else. 8 years, he did healthcare and nothing else. Obama was like, I'm going to do something, and maybe a couple years from now, I'll do something else.
Yeah.
Like, he did. Versus Trump is like, it's been 2 years. It seems like it's been your fucking entire life. He's been doing shit, like, every other day does something new.
Yeah, but Obama, when doing healthcare, was something positive.
Yeah, I know. I understand that. But, like, Trump is a full-scale, invasion, like a full-scale warfare, basically. Like, he just wants to do everything, and he, like, every promise he made, every goddamn insane promise he made on the campaign trail, he's going to try to keep that.
All he wants to do is make it seem like there was never a president named Barack Obama. That's really his platform.
Well, you know the whole renegotiating NAFTA, which everything he's talked about is insane. But he's like trying to renegotiate NAFTA. Apparently, Obama talked about renegotiating NAFTA also for different reasons. During the campaign, and they asked him about it, and he was just like, "Oh, this is something you say on the campaign." He blew it off after the election, like it wasn't being serious. At least you gotta say with Trump, he like tried to keep his word and all the crazy ass like lunatic stuff he wanted to do. I gotta say, I want a Democratic version of Trump so badly.
Yeah, I mean, I don't agree with everything he's doing, but he is doing something constantly. You're right. Obama did almost nothing. He was pretty shitty.
Obama had like all these things that he did at the end of the last 2 years of his presidency, or last year, where he was like, "I'm going to do this, this, and this." They all got undone immediately by Trump.
Yeah, but also it was like, where was that the first like 7 years?
Yeah, he did. Like, there's so little he did with so much power. Trump is rewriting laws, like, and you're like, "Wait, doesn't Congress have to pass this stuff?" And he's like, "No, I can do whatever the fuck I want." And then people are like, "Okay, he's keeping Muslims out now. Nothing we can do about this." I mean, every day he got rid of certain parts of the Obamacare just without Congress. Like, I think they got rid of the what did they get rid of? They got rid of the mandate without Congress.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's enormity invasion of Trump stuff, and Obama was just like, do. I'm gonna immigration. I only have 8 years. I can't even touch that. Yeah, so I think Trump gets reelected because he's doing shit for his voters. So if you like Trump and you like this crazy ass shit, you're all aboard. Trump's like, how can you not be like Obama? Like half his support died because people that supported Obama were like, I'm kind of like he sucks. He's not doing anything. Versus at least you're Trump. He's doing lots of shit.
Yeah. And like I said, there's nobody. Who are the Democrats going to put up?
I have no idea.
It's going to be somebody we've never heard of. And how is that person going to beat Trump?
It'll be like the guy that started Starbucks and be like, like that and Mark Zuckerberg, and we're like, okay.
Well, it's going to be like the Democratic debates where they had Hillary and then like 3 people you've never heard of.
Bernie Sanders, and like the guy you never, the old crazy white person you never heard of, almost beats Hillary and needs the help of the Democrat, the DNC, to like help her win.
Well, not Bernie. Remember those other 2?
O'Malley.
O'Malley, he is the mayor from The Wire. Do you guys know that? The guy who on The Wire, the guy who the mayor in the show is based off of. Well, you didn't know, Brock, because you want the show. Carcetti is based off of O'Malley.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah, like it'll be. I don't know. They have a lot of people that are supposed to be running, but who the hell knows? Do you think the Democrats will there be a blue wave in the midterms, which are coming up pretty soon?
Nope.
No.
Yeah. We're fucked. We're fucked when they lose. When the Democrats lose all that, like it's over. Liam writes, "Do you like sushi? And biggest restaurant bill you've paid?" It says so you like sushi, but I think he means do you like sushi?
No, I don't like sushi.
I love sushi. That is the if I'm going out for my birthday meal, it's sushi.
I like sushi. I just found a place in Astoria that has like a famous Japanese chef, and you have to like make reservations to get in there. It's actually really good.
How expensive is it?
It's like it's a little expensive. It's not like insane.
Yeah, because I think like Astoria can't be like you can only charge so much in Astoria versus like. What
was the second part?
What's the biggest restaurant bill you ever paid?
Last time I went to Boston, I met up with our friend Tom, and we racked up like a $400 bill.
Damn.
I took my dad out for his birthday at this really fancy steakhouse in Hartford, and it was $300.
There's a restaurant that I've gone to with Liz in Westchester that's like it was like $500.
Just the 2 of you?
Yeah, it's like $500. We've also but it's this place called Blue Hill in Blue Hill and Stone Barn. It's really expensive, but we kind of did like no gifts or anything, any holidays. That we're gonna go to the restaurant instead of like doing gifts. Mm-hmm. It's a little pricey. It's not like a regular thing, Jay. It's not gonna be. It's gonna be part of your fourth bedroom, and you go into a. I knew I should have said that.
It's where he goes to mail his letters.
It was like, have you guys ever done like we're not? Did you guys do like presents for like birthdays, like Christmas or anything? We decided a while ago like instead of like we won't do gifts. Instead of like that year, if we want to do that kind of thing, we won't do gifts. We'll just do one big thing. Like we'll go somewhere, or have like a really nice meal out instead.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Rosera writes, "Is New York overrated? I mean, the heat, high prices, and crowdedness. After I got laid, I'm seeing how overrated it truly is. Do you guys feel different?" By the way, Jay, all these questions are different than the normal questions.
Good.
We're almost done here.
I mean, I think New York is probably good when you're in your 20s. It's probably rated properly, but then when you get older, it's overrated. Because it's like, there's so much of that trendy shit. Like, oh, it's a bagel, but it's like small, but it has quinoa on it or something, and now it's $20. It's like, yeah, everything's like so like obnoxious and hipsterish now. And
yeah,
I guess that's cool when you're younger, but like, you know, I don't want to spend triple for everything just because I'm in New York and they put like one weird ingredient on it.
But New York has like a lot of like, if you don't want to be involved in that, like you can go to like a cool restaurant in Astoria. Like there's a lot of like things that aren't so expensive you can do also.
All the, you know, Astoria and, you know, Brooklyn, pretty much. Like, it's happening all over. It's just like 5 years from now, like it's the boroughs are going to be just like Manhattan. The whole thing is just going to be obnoxious.
It's super expensive, but like it's still a cool city. But properly rated be fair?
For now, yeah. I mean, if the prices keep going up, it's going to be overrated real quick. I mean, the subway doesn't work. There's garbage everywhere. It smells. There's bums. No, it's overrated.
I mean, really, walking around the city in the summer is just like you just walk by piles and piles of garbage, and everyone just thinks it's totally normal and just walks right by.
How have they not figured out garbage yet? I was in the West Village, and they have restaurants, and then in the summer, a lot of restaurants put tables outside the restaurant. You could sit outside, but then it's on the sidewalk, and the other side of the sidewalk has lines of garbage. So you're literally eating dinner 2 feet from like a 3-foot stack of like stinky hot trash.
Yeah, it's the only place in the world where you could have like a $200 meal next with 10 feet from a stack of garbage.
Not only
and
just a stack of garbage, a stack of garbage with like 100 rats running around in it.
steaming hot garbage. The rats running around, and everyone's just like, la-di-da-di, this is New York City, great.
Like that table, there was barely enough room for me to walk between the table and the trash. That's how close they were to the trash. And I'm not joking about the rats either. There was rats in it.
No, I'm not even I don't even think you're joking. This is New York City.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rosera writes, what company do you think will be the next Apple and Google or Amazon? In the next 5 years, what company will have the biggest boom? Remember 10 years ago, Apple nor Amazon nor Google existed at this level. There has to be another of this generation.
You're correct, and that's a good question. And if we come up with it, I would like to put some money in it, but I can't for the life of me think about what it is right now. It seems like more companies are merging than emerging.
Yeah, is there anything you could think of that was you feel like will really that's the thing, I have no we have any foresight we'd be rich. We're not rich.
Well,
the plastic gun company.
If you look like what's big right now, like Uber and Netflix, like these companies aren't even profitable right now.
I mean, do you remember Netflix? You're like, oh, they mail you CDs, and you're like, oh, that mail CD thing will be DVD thing will be a part of their business in 10 years, and they'll be a multi-billion-dollar company.
Yeah.
You remember when they did that split when they had Netflix and Flickster, and people lost their mind?
Oh, is that they tried to split up the TV and the streaming and the discs?
DVD. Yeah. They tried to do that, and everyone's like, "What the fuck are you doing?" And they're like, "Oops, sorry, our bad, guys."
I think that's when I canceled.
Apparently, that's when you should have bought their stock.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. The next big thing is going to be some sort of utopian dream thing, kind of like Uber and Airbnb, where it's like everybody, in a perfect world, I'll just give you a ride somewhere. Oh, you want to stay with me? You want to stay in my house while I'm away for the night? Sure, go ahead.
What's the one where it's the Uber for shopping, grocery shopping, where you put your order and they do grocery shopping for you and they bring it to your house? Do you know what I'm talking about?
I never heard that one. I know Uber Eats where they bring you food.
That's something else, but it's shopping. Jay, you have no idea.
Isn't that just your nanny?
Yes, that's true.
The Peapod from Stop and Shop.
Instacart. You guys heard of Instacart?
No.
So it's been around for a while and it has a huge, gigantic valuation. But basically, you'll say, I want stuff at Whole Foods and here's my order. And then a personal shopper will get that stuff for you and bring it to your house. But I don't understand, you've gone grocery store shopping. It's annoying as hell. You probably have to spend an hour and a half finding all the stuff this person wants. How much money could you getting paid for this?
Right.
I can't believe there are people out there that are just like, hey, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna be the personal shopper.
I mean, times are tough.
Yeah. The gig economy is I think the gig economy is terrible for our society.
The gig economy?
Yeah, the gig. You've heard the gig. All these are the gig economy. You've not heard the term gig economy?
No.
No.
Both of you have not heard of this?
No.
Nope.
Oh, all these things like these, like Uber and Instacart and all these, they're not called jobs. They're called, and Fiverr, they're called gigs.
Mm.
And so, because you don't like, it's a way to say like you have a cool job, you have a gig, kind of like a band has a gig. You've not. Oh, it's a popular term. Can't believe you guys haven't heard of this. Okay, we'll just move on. Rosera writes, Jason, how is the house buying going? Are you planning to be 60 when your kid is 20? When the baby coming? Do you want to move on from this question, Jay, or you want to address it?
Yeah, I mean, I really don't have a choice unless there's time travel involved. Like, if I have a kid now, I'll be 60 when my kid's 20.
Well, I mean, the pregnancy takes 9 months, so you'll be 61 when the kid is.
Yeah.
Jason writes, biggest waste of money this year.
I haven't really wasted money. I've actually been good this year. I'm almost out of credit card debt.
Right, do you want to say crypto together? 1, 2, 3, crypto.
Crypto.
You're almost out of credit card debt? Pretty good.
Yeah, I'll be out by probably early October, which is when I'll go with Bri and then rack it all up again.
Jason writes, best way to build credit.
Don't gamble or put your tuition on your credit card.
Yeah, get a few credit cards, rack up a couple thousand, and then pay them all off.
Yeah. And Jason writes, Facebook stock crashed. I bought it at 171 and invested around 9K. Now it's 177. Guys, did you miss out again on a big opportunity?
Probably.
I think it's too early to see if we missed out on Facebook stock. I mean, they're still kind of under the microscope. I don't know if they're going to shoot back up again.
Oh, they probably will. And yeah, you probably still buy it and like do fine with it.
I don't
You
know
really
how
don't
good Facebook is going to be. They're losing members like pretty quickly, and they're like, I don't know.
If you could shut down one social media site, which would it be? You have the power to turn one of them off.
Instagram.
Instagram? You'd kill Instagram? Why?
Because I don't understand why it's so popular.
Well, it's like pictures of one of the more popular things to like look at on Facebook. So you eliminate the words.
I guess, but everybody, I'd get rid of it just because I'm sick of hearing about just fucking people in my Instagram page.
Yeah, apparently there's a whole trend of body dysmorphia now because girls want to get surgery to look like their Instagram filters. So they take so many Instagram selfies that they like hate what they really look like now, and they're trying to like
good.
And so they're all getting surgeries.
Is this a real thing, or you're just making this shit up?
No, I read this. I read that today too.
Yeah, no, it was on the news when I went to the gym this morning. It was they did like a whole thing on it.
Instagram body dysmorphia. Okay, here we go.
While we're ranting about social media, I've got a complaint/idea for going forward. I was recently at a concert, and it's getting worse going to a concert all the time.
It is.
And I think what they should I think what we should do for concerts now is sort of like what we do in airplanes. You know how in an airplane there's the there's that window seat like with the emergency door? And like you're assigned that seat. So I think like at every concert there should be like 20 seats at the concert, like in different positions, where you're like the assigned social media person. You could take pictures, you could take video, you could do whatever, and you upload it to one website, and then everybody who's at the concert could just download it from there, and we just all use that person's videos and pictures so that we don't need to have 20,000 people with their fucking phones up in front of me.
That's true. The only thing I'd say about that, I like your idea. So having one person that's going to take the pictures and send them to everyone else.
Yeah.
So except this person goes, I'm going to do this. And at the end of the concert, he doesn't. And he goes, I didn't film the concert. You can't upload any of this stuff. Does it fucking matter? And you're like, oh, it doesn't. You're right. You're right.
Well, I personally won't care because I won't be uploading or downloading any of it anyway. But because I have a super gigabyte brain where I can remember it, and I don't have to put it on my fucking The new thing now is that people FaceTime other people at the concert. So like
Oh,
somebody
God.
was in front of me holding up their phone, and instead of watching the concert through the phone, I had to stare at this guy who was on FaceTime
Jesus.
with the person in front of me. It was like, what the fuck is going on here?
I think you should just have to put all your phones in a basket when you go in.
Well, some bands do that now. Perfect Circle did that on their tour. They have these like Ziploc bags that you have to put your phone in.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
You know, like someone has a football and you knock it out of their hands.
Yeah.
That should be the rule of the concert. If you see someone with the phone up, you're allowed to knock it out of their hands. Totally cool for the concert.
Here's the best part. So there was this group of girls next to me where I was standing, and they were probably like 22 or 3 maybe. And song comes on, and I heard the girl go, "Oh my God, this is my favorite song." I was like, okay. So I look over. She turns around. She puts her back to the stage, and she was texting somebody about it.
Oh my God.
I'm like, it's your. I just want it to be like, if it's your favorite song, why don't you look at it?
So, no, I got to miss the first half to tell everybody that they're playing my favorite song.
Yeah.
People's obsession with sharing shit is just goddamn insane.
Yeah.
Like, just live in the moment. Stop fucking sharing this with everyone you're around you. Just because you can communicate with people, it doesn't mean you should.
Yeah.
I didn't post like the last 3 concerts I went to. It's like,
Jay, really?
I know, isn't that crazy? Like, I
That's
went to a
fucking
concert
insane.
and I didn't tell anybody about it.
But I didn't know you went to the concert. How? I'm not caught up in your life, Jay. What concert
Everything's-
was it?
Everything's different now.
What concert? I need to know, Jay.
Hmm?
Are you gonna post them now and be like, put them all in a collage?
You know, I didn't
To
I didn't take a picture or film it, and so I just completely forgot what concert it is now.
That's insane.
It's wiped from my brain.
How did you enjoy it without having I mean, I know
I couldn't.
most of my free time is spent looking back at past concerts on my phone.
And the rest of the time is spent looking at other people's concerts on their phones.
I have to say, like, I have 2 wonderful kids. We've taken so many goddamn pictures of our kids, thousands of pictures. I spend almost no time looking at those pictures. You're never gonna look at the fucking picture of the concert.
No, I know.
Like, it's the most absurd thing possible. Like, it's almost like there should be on every phone should have like you get 3 pictures a day, and that's it.
Same thing. That's how I feel about cars honking. I think we could add concert pictures too. Yeah. Or yeah,
I
pictures in general.
I think I might shut down. I guess Twitter, maybe Facebook I would shut down. I don't know. All this constant need to share is insane.
Yeah, I might do Facebook just because I feel like that's the amount of time I waste compared to the amount of enjoyment I get is not proportional.
Yeah, I don't get why people need to post thousands of pictures of their vacation. You're like, enjoy your fucking vacation. Don't post this shit. Or the concert, everything they do is... What percentage of your Facebook, people you're connected on Facebook, do you think post a lot of this shit?
Sorry, what was that?
You know, like they say on like talk radio, like 5% of all of the people actually call in. 95% of the people don't actually call in to talk
Right.
radio. Like, what percentage of people that are on Facebook actually post all this shit? Like of the people you're connected to on Facebook, what percentage of people actually post all the time, versus like you never see anything from?
A lot of it's younger people. I don't have a lot of younger people on my Facebook. Actually,
Yeah.
I deleted my Facebook. Well, I deactivated it for a while.
Why did you reactivate it?
No, I deactivated it. I'm sorry.
I know. Why did you Did you reactivate it?
No, I
You're
haven't.
on Facebook. I messaged you on Facebook today. You're
Yeah,
on
Messenger still works for some reason.
Oh, okay.
But yeah.
Bri, you have the right idea though. Like your Facebook, you have like less than 100 friends. That's the way to
Oh
do
yeah.
it.
I go like once a month. I delete people. I'm like, if I haven't seen you in 10 years, you're gone.
That's what I do. If people like if they're from out of state and they come to New York and they don't like contact me, I'm like, well, I guess we're not friends. So time to.
But why do you? But you even go through the Facebook. Like, do you even take the time to actually delete people on Facebook?
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
I do.
I've deleted like 100 people.
But that's like, why do you even care enough to delete people?
Because I only want to see things from people I give a shit about.
How much time do you? How often do you go through Facebook?
I mean, I scroll through my timeline.
Yeah, I try to like avoid going through my timeline. Even when I'm bored at work, I'm like, I gotta do something else besides look at Facebook. I try to only go on Facebook now. Like I go on, I'll see whatever's on the front page right away, and then just go to our Knicks or Brink stuff, and then go off Facebook.
I have
'Cause it's
250 friends, and I think 50 of them are podcast listeners.
it's just such a waste of time. Or annoying. Like it's like people arguing over the dumbest shit possible.
Yeah. Anyway, next question.
No, that was it. That was
Oh,
it.
okay. All right. Well, we just hit the 2-hour mark, so I think that's a wrap.
By the way, we know what we didn't talk about today. This won't take very long, but did you guys know who was appointed as a special? And Facebook showed me the story. Who was appointed by a special envoy by Russia to help U.S.
I know.
and Russia relations?
I know
Who,
the
Bri?
answer.
Who?
Steven Seagal.
This is a real story.
God.
I didn't read the story, but I saw the headline.
My my office mate and I, we have a game like Real Story or Onion, and you could literally say anything and you guess real because like nothing matters anymore.
I mean, I cannot believe that's real. It's like Russia is now writing for the Onion. On that note, Jay, would you be if we were appointed? Would you take an appointment as the ambassador to Syria? Sorry, it's like the Syrian ambassador to the U.S.
No.
Okay. Well, then I don't have good news for you.
All right. Thanks for listening, everybody. We will be back at some point. I'm not making any promises anymore. We'll be back. This isn't the last episode.
At the end of every episode, this is not the last episode. We promise you, maybe.
Kind of, sort of promise, but not really.
And if you have body dysmorphia,
Morphia.
we want to talk to you. Write us a letter. We'd like to have you on the next show.
We also have Patreon, Brink of Sanity show on Patreon, Brink of Sanity 3 on Twitter, brinkofsanityshow.com is our website, thebrinkofsanity@gmail.com. If you want to leave a voicemail, 631-676-1181. All right, goodbye, everybody.
Bye.
Goodbye, everybody. It's all over. Goodbye. It's time to go. This is the end. Say goodbye. You better go away. I'm gonna leave you. It's the end. Goodbye. Goodbye. Just leave me alone. Feels so good to say goodbye. I'm sick and tired and I'm saying goodbye. Goodbye, girl. Goodbye, 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 everybody.
I just wanted to congratulate you for not mentioning pedophilia this episode.
That should be how you end every episode.
It has been one episode since Mark has mentioned pedophilia.
And immediately we're funny when the show ends.